The Babadook is the debut film of Australian director Jennifer Kent. It stars a truly Oscar-worthy Essie Davis here as a single widowed mother. And it also stars Mr. Babadook, who I can assure you may be hiding somewhere under your bed right now. But joking aside, guys, welcome back to this year's Halloween special. It's been such a great time going through this year's list with you guys. And I can't wait to delve into what I think just may be the creepiest film we'll get to this year. Because despite its name, this is not necessarily a monster movie in the sense that you'd think a monster movie would be. We follow a single mother, played here by Essie Davis. Her name is Amelia, and she is plagued by the violent death of her husband, while also battling with her son's fear of a monster lurking in the house. And this monster is known as Mr. Babadook. He's the main character of a children's book that Amelia tries to read her son Samuel to go to sleep one night. But once you encounter Mr. Babadook, yeah, you won't be able to go to sleep. And she soon discovers that there's a more sinister presence all around her lurking in this house. And one thing that I so love about this movie, aside from the whole idea of this Babadook creature, Jennifer Kent's direction is absolutely genius. A good 75% of this movie, I noticed on a rewatch, takes place in the home of Amelia and her son Samuel here. And every time you think of the idea of the Babadook, you get shivers up and down your spine. Because Kent is very intelligent in the sense that she doesn't decide to show the monster unless the story actually calls for it. There's no bullshit jump scares or gory bodily harm being inflicted on her characters. Nothing like that. The Babadook is a movie that will mess with your mind more than anything. And once Mr. Babadook actually does show up, whoo boy. I would recommend start checking under your bed frame about 2 weeks after watching this movie, maybe even 3. Every night before you go to sleep, just make sure Mr. Babadook is not there to scare the shit out of you. Babadook. I can't do that as well as I used to. But it's not even necessarily the fact that this is a monster movie, like I said. The Babadook is incredibly layered and so freaking deep. This is a movie that is centered around grief, tragedy, depression especially. Oh my god. Like, there's stuff that you'll see in this movie and like, you're never ever gonna forget it. And that includes a truly Oscar-worthy turn from Essie Davis. Now, I'm starting to get the impression that the Academy just doesn't like scary movies and they'll just choose to brush them off by the wayside. But similar to Naomi Watts in The Ring, which we just talked about, you don't look at Essie Davis in this movie and see a performance. You see this single mother, Amelia, who is grief-stricken. Like, you can sense that this girl has been through so freaking much in her life. And the emotions and everything that's centered around this character is just so freaking heartbreaking. And it's truly an excellent performance, one that Essie Davis, I think, should still be proud of to this day. Young Noah Wiseman, you look at him the first 15 minutes of this movie as Samuel, and you think that you're just gonna be annoyed by this kid the whole time. And just looking at the way he's presented and the way he's directed, you can tell that this kid was probably an outcast. He was probably bullied. Because he's got all this homemade weaponry because he is convinced that this creature exists. And nobody around him actually believes him. That is until Essie Davis starts seeing the creature and hearing the creature herself. And it's very smart filmmaking because that's when you finally see that creature. And goodness gracious, again, the filmmaking, the creepy aura, the foreboding sense of doom centered around these two. This is a movie that will fly by because you are just so invested in everything going on. This is a movie that you'll just find yourself gripping the arms of your favorite recliner just watching it. It's remarkable because this was Jennifer Kent's first movie. And the fact that this movie was as impressive as it was and as scary as it was, without all the things that make the casual horror fan just go running out of the auditorium, like just a simple jump scare or a gigantic jolt of music. This is probably one of the most impressive debuts of all time. And going back and rewatching it, guys, this might be one of my favorite horror films of all time because looking at it, like, I don't really sense a whole lot of things that are wrong with this movie necessarily. Can you nitpick the Babadook to shreds? Abso-freaking-lutely. Is the whole supernatural aspect of this monster a little bit unrealistic? Sure, but the whole idea of this thing and the ability of Jennifer Kent to make you suspend your disbelief, That's freaky as hell. And the fact that you're dealing with all this trauma on top of that, you're grieving, and this monster is coming to get you in the middle of the night. It's a stressful movie, man. But that's what makes it so good, guys. Jennifer Kent should absolutely be proud of this movie. I can't wait to see what else she does. And I can't wait to rewatch The Babadook over and over again. I'm gonna give The Babadook an A+. Yeah, not a whole lot wrong with this movie. Can't really complain much. But let me know what you thought of Mr. Babadook here down in the comments section below. What is your favorite psychological horror film? Is it this one? Is it something like Hereditary, which a lot of people compare to The Babadook? Lots that we can discuss over here and then some. I can't wait to reveal the rest of my countdown here, this year's Halloween special. Next up on this countdown is actually a very special request from my father, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's got a pretty loaded cast, and it's a pretty freaky movie in its own right. You want to talk about a movie that gives you a sense of panic as you're watching it. But if you want to stay up to date with this year's Halloween special, in addition to all of my reviews of all the new releases coming out in theaters, this channel is the place to be. This is a great community. We're discussing all things movies and entertainment here. And y'all are invited to the party. Do consider subscribing and tap on that thumbs up as well. Really helps spread this content out there to more lovely viewers like you. It really does mean the world, guys. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much again for your support. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.